It's like when people ask, when everyone asks me, I'm scared of dying, I go, nope, so I know where I'm going. I'm going to the place that's the best. And they go, what do you mean by that? I go, well, where I'm going, it's beautiful. Excuse the old Suffolk.
That's all right. Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. 95. I lost a fiancée and a daughter in a car crash. The chaps come out of prison, he go, would you like to meet him? I'll go, yeah, I would. At the end of the day, I forgave him. When I walked into that cafe, like there was a massive rain cloud over my shoulders. But when I left the cafe, it was like, look at this now. I think that's a good man upstairs that done it, removed that cloud. I felt a massive weight had been lifted off my shoulders that had been there for too many years. With all my help, I'll be open with you, all my help. I've even had suicide attempts. Sure Jesus, my life was a turmoil. All the things bad things I was going through, my life was a turmoil. But since I've met the good man Jesus upstairs, my life's sort of like gone halfway round the clock, and I couldn't be happier. Even though I know I'm dying of cancer, I've still got a smile on my face, and I'm happy because I know where I'm going. Facebook group I started, mental health care group, and I decided to join it. I think it's 2017, 2018, but we're only sort of friends. And then, actually, no, that's blossomed like family. And they took me to a church in Harwich, and that's a church where they threw himself on the ground wailing, and I felt like I didn't fit in. And that's when I stumbled across our church. I think that's quite a few months before he talked me into coming. He goes, you will love it. And then I came to the church and found a new family. Well, Ash was going on about, do you want to get baptised? And that bloke would sell snow to the Eskimos, and got into believing and all that lot. And he took me into it, and I thought, why not? When I was baptised with Ash, Rebecca, bless her little heart, I only wrote a small testimony, which mentioned my daughter and all that lot. Every time I got to the third line, I stopped because I couldn't stop crying. Daughter and fiancé, I lost in 95. Like I say, at the time I was living in Ipswich, got on their way to Felixstowe. They pulled up in a lay-by behind the lorry. So my little girl, only three and a half, so she could go to the toilet. Got back in the car for about to eat. They had a 40-ton lorry, fully loaded. He was drunk as a skunk, plowed straight into the back of their car at about 50 or 60 miles an hour. Just basically concertined them both. There's nothing they could do. I don't remember their clothing. He got, I think it was about 18 to 20 years. Back then, when I lived in Ipswich, I used to work for the football club. I used to do like security gateman and all that lot, and become friends with a lot of the police officers. And one of the police officers that was patrolling the ground at the time at the football club, who I knew, he'd go, the chaps come out of prison, he'd go, would you like to meet him? I'll go, yeah, I would. And by this time I was Christian. My initial feeling at the time, and I'll be honest with you, I was, pick a plank of wood up and put it around his head. But that soon went when I got introduced to him and we started talking to him, and we were sitting in a cafeteria and Ipswich drinking tea and coffee. We must have been about an hour and a half talking. We both cried. He apologised, I forgive him, and he turned around and he goes, David, he goes, I done 18 and a bit years. He gave up by rights, he goes, I should still be in prison. He goes, should be in there for life for what I done. And he was saying, I can't apologise enough. You could see him, he started crying, you could see that there were real tears and not fake. And now you go, you shouldn't forgive me for what I've done. You go, you shouldn't forgive me. But I found it here and I forgave him. I think what he put it down to, he had girl trouble at the time, which I know ain't no excuse. But at the end of the day, I forgave him. When I walked into that cafe, like there was a massive rain cloud over my shoulders. But when I left the cafe, it was like, look at this now. I think that's a good man upstairs that done it, removed that cloud. I felt a massive weight had been lifted off my shoulders that had been there for too many years. With all my help, I'll be open with you, all my help. I've even had suicide attempts, but I'm still here. Heads.
When did those occur? Was that after your partner?
That's after my daughter.
Yeah.
It was my daughter and fiancée. After that all started over a period of time. 5 suicide attempts and I'm still here.
So was that in between the period of your daughter and your fiancé and your ex-wife?
Yeah.
And what do you think, what happened? What step?
I don't know. One time I'll openly admit I was on a tablet called amitriptyline.
Yeah.
And that I took about 30 tablets and I think they were like 150 milligrams. Remember passing out and then waking up in hospital.
When you look back at things like that now, do you think there's an element of God being there for you,
Yeah, I do.
knowing that you have
Yeah.
to do?
Every single time I survived, I thought, am I still here? And last time I done it, lovely nurse said to me, she'd go, you're here for a reason. She'd go, I don't know what that reason is. She'd go, you don't know what that reason is. She'd go, but someone does.
And that's before you come to faith, right?
Yeah.
So there's lots of little things that happen in your life that we're saying, David, I'm calling you.
Yeah.
I'm calling you.
But at the time, I don't see it.
Yeah. The main thing is you see it now.
Yeah.
And you said you know the good news, you know.
It's like when people ask, when everyone asks me, I'm scared of dying, I go, nope, so I know where I'm going. I'm going to the place that's the best.
Yeah.
And they go, what do you mean by that? I go, well, where I'm going, it's beautiful. Excuse the old Suffolk.
That's all right. Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Because it burns that be beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. It's the old Suffolk accent coming out now. I had three sisters. I've got a sister in America who's got children, but I've not spoken to my sister for like near on 20 years or more because she was a mummy's girl. Always what she wanted, she got. What I wanted, I never got. I have reached out to her, but I've not heard nothing. I've reached out personally, and I've reached out through friends who know her and all that lot, but nothing. And at the end of the day, I hope she's happy. I hope she's at peace with herself. Because now I'm at peace with myself. I lost 2 sisters within a month of each other. One died of 4 brain tumours. That's my sister Mary. My sister Barbara, she died of bone cancer. The only person in my family that believed in God was my sister Mary that passed away, bless her. I think she got asked to go to Sunday school one day and that's it. She went to that Sunday school to the basically right up until she died.
Talking about your sister passing from cancer, is cancer a trait in the family?
Oh, I believe it was. Dad died of back end. Well, now they call it Alzheimer's. Back in there, they had a horrible name for it. I can't remember it. I don't want to remember it. But while my dad was in hospital, like here, with respite, my mum was gallivanting around with all different men. Bringing me, well, I'm going to marry him, marry him. Openly admit, when I was about 12 years old, I was sexually abused by one of my mum's so-called boyfriends. It happened about twice.
Okay.
And back then, I was too scared to go to the old girl when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I did mention it to my mum. She believed him, not me. He took it to the grave with him. He never got done, ever.
Speak to your mum about that?
I spoke to her, but she was one of these people that didn't listen. With my mum, it was no one else. I lost my mum about 4 years ago. She's at peace, I'm happy. She never ever really cared about me anyway. Lost my nana in what? I think I lost my nana, it was about 2017, I think I lost my nana. And she was my world, she was my mum, as far as I was concerned, who basically helped bring me up. And I've got this condition called neurofibromatosis. I don't know if you can see like little blemishes. Yeah. But with my nana, if you check up on Google, type in NF1, then you can see how bad it is. She was covered head to toe in these almighty, what I'd call tumours. And people used to, excuse my language, but people used to take a piss out of it, and that destroyed me. But my nana was my world. Like my dad was my world. My major support would have been my nan, because like my dad was in respite and losing his marbles, bless him, so to speak, and all that lot. But my nan, she kept her brain right up until the day she died, and the day she died, that ripped me apart. Ex-wife, 2017, I had a massive nervous breakdown. I was in Southend Hospital for 2.5 months in their mental health unit. While I was in there, she dumped me, saying that's it, don't want to know. But all the time I was married to her, she must have had about 20 nervous breakdowns, and I stuck by her for every single one. And when it came to me needing the help, she didn't want to know.
And how long were you married for?
About 15 years, 20 years. Well, after I got released from hospital, I found myself a bed sit, which I've still got, and the amount of support I've had since, slow to start with, but when my bad health kicked in, the amount of support I've got, like from David Dale, and even my landlord, been absolutely amazing. After I separated from my wife, 2019, I met Tanya, and well, I could describe her in one word: it's larger than life. She was a big girl, very big girl, but her heart was so pure, and she had a bad upbringing. The partner she was with, she left her partner for me, because the partner she was with was very abusive, physically and mentally. He used to beat her up. And she met me, what was it, May 2019? We fell in love. She didn't think I loved her, because of what she'd been through. And Ash and Rebecca, bless them, Ash was telling her, he loves you, he loves you. It took her quite a while to believe it. And she used to get bootiful texts or bootiful messages from her so-called ex-partner. And it got too much for her. And it was the 28th of December. She was on these pain patches, fentanyl patches. I'd fallen asleep. I woke up and actually put one in her mouth.
Potentially.
Yep, and that's a big no-no. Took the pain patch out of her mouth. We were staying at a friend of hers in Jaywick. It was meant to be a really, really good friend of hers. And I took the patch out, started CPR. She had stopped breathing. I had the phone next to me on loudspeaker calling for the emergency services. And where we were staying, the husband of the lady we were staying, he goes, David, he goes, it's not worth it, mate, she's dead already. And that destroyed me. What was it? We had an ambulance turn up, 6 police cars turn up, fire brigade turn up, and the air ambulance turn up, and even they couldn't save her. I was back up in the police car, going up to the hospital. She was back to the ambulance. They stopping the ambulance to do what they could to save her. Got to the hospital. About an hour and a half later in the waiting room, they come through and told me she died.
Doing with the children.
Online child protection. Get involved with that. We'll go back to Tanya, bless her heart. Because me and her, we used to follow these groups on Facebook, and they show you the stings and all that lot. And her dream was to save as many children as she possibly could from being abused. And we got into it. It took a long while. I'm still learning new stuff today. And that, basically what you could do, even this young man here, you could, there's a certain app you can use, you can make them look 100.
It's like that already.
Yeah, or you can make them look 12.
Yeah.
Basically, you take like 12 pictures with this app, you create a Facebook account, you put six pictures up and keep some in reserve. And basically, you can go on all networks and you just sit there, and you can be sitting there for a year, nothing. And all of a sudden, you'll get bombarded with requests and all that lot. You check the requests out, say that's a request from say a 49-year-old man from England. He sent you the request, you've got to think like a teenager. You accept that request. And every message, you've got to be quick, every message they send, you have to screenshot. But if it's a real child or even a decoy, when that turns sexual, that's where you've got to be very careful what they say and all that, like what you say. And once you've got, basically say you've got 10, 11, even 20 A4 pages. Sometimes they'll ask, can they meet up? But you wait until you've got enough evidence. And when you've got enough evidence, you turn up. They think they're going to be meeting, say, 12-year-old girl. And you basically will walk up to someone, for instance, hello Fred, are you Fred? I've seen you about before. They'll say, yeah. Go, right, I'm so-and-so, from so-and-so, Child Protection Agency. And all that, that's when their face drop, and that's when you do the citizen's arrest. While you're reading out the chat log, it goes live on Facebook group, it goes totally live. You get people commenting on it. Like I say, when the police turn up, you hand over your evidence pack and all that lot, and you leave it in the hands of the police, and hopefully, eventually, they get done. But with a decoy, even with the police nowadays, the police sees it as a real child. But not a decoy.
Yeah.
But do cause a lot of stress, PTSD, do cause a lot. But have I ever seen anyone that's got remorse? No. No. Every person I've seen get stung, they've got no remorse whatsoever. Sometimes they're second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time reoffenders. They'll go to court, slap on the wrist, they can't do nothing. Cells are full. They end up getting like community service or something like that, or kept on bail. Since I've been doing it since, like I say, since I knew Tanya, like 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
Since I've been doing it, I've gone on quite a few things to help out, and I've literally had to walk away, sit and basically sit on the grass and cry. Because that's how bad it can get. I say the ones that do wrong, they don't care. They've got no remorse whatsoever. There's one the other night I was watching a couple of nights ago, and a bloke, when they confronted down the citizens arrest waiting for the police to arrive, he turned around and go, at the end of the day, it's only a child. And when he turned, I'll comment on the post. You know, you can comment on videos. I'll go, only a child. I'll go, you have ruined that child's future. I'll go, you have snatched that child's future away from her. And the child, they've got to live with it for the rest of their life. All he's got to do, or she's got to do, slap on the wrist, serve a bit of time, back out, they do it again. But that child was left with that mental and physical scar for the rest of their life. Well, like I say, let's just say since, yeah, so 2019, I've seen about 300 been sent, and I'd say 100 on top of that. But slap on the wrist and walk away. It's hard work. I'll do it, and do I lose sleep over it? I've lost a lot of sleep. So, once you know they've been arrested and that, even say it all the time. Say it all the time. It takes a while to go. About 5 days ago, we had an old boy up here visiting his wife, and basically she was in a coma. She wasn't going to come through. She was on her way out, and I was sitting out here, and he told me she'd passed away. I go, can I give you a hug? I know you're not religious. I go, but can I give you a hug? So I stood up out of my wheelchair, he stood up, I gave him a big hug, give him a big cuddle, saying sorry, and the next minute, he was bawling his eye, and he said thank you. He goes, no one's ever done that. Since I've been in here, I've sort of prayed a lot, I've prayed for a lot of people, and I've tried to give them comfort basically, and I think it's worked. I found it easy. All through what I'm going through, I still found it easy.
How would you describe like, the type of person that you are?
Back in my younger days, nasty runt. So I used to bite back a lot when people upset me, but now I'm just happy to go lucky while I'm still alive, or I make people happy.
How would you compare your life to before Jesus and after Jesus?
Before Jesus, my life was a turmoil. All the things bad things I was going through, my life was a turmoil. But since I've met the good man Jesus upstairs, my life's sort of like gone halfway round the clock, and I couldn't be happier. No, I'm dying of cancer. I've still got a smile on my face, and I'm happy because I know where I'm going. Now, when Ash stumbled across our church, I think that's quite a few months before he talked me into coming. He goes, you will love it. And then I came to the church and found a new family. I went to evangelise for Steve and all that lot, and Katie and the day we went, it absolutely hammered it down. We got drenched, and on the way back to the coach, I was quite healthy at the time. Poor little Katie, she'd put her arm around me and walk with me because she was absolutely knackered. We were like 100 yards from the coach, and she was struggling, bless her. But that was a good day, handing out all the tracts and all that lot. Got to meet a lot of exciting people, and where we were on the riverbank, this bloke stood up with a plinth, and he started preaching about God and the gospel. And at first, me and Katie thought he'd been on too many sherbet. But he was spouting out all this religion, good stuff and all that. And before you know it, there's like 30, 40 people around and listening. It was an amazing day. Long day, but amazing.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I used to go to Sunday school where you sing hymns and all that lot. But when you're a kid, you think, oh, Sunday school, I'd rather be outside playing with my mates. And that's the way it was. So that's there. My sisters who passed away used to go, and but I think it's only until really I knew Ash, and he got me to come to what church we are at now, and that's where I found my peace. I'd love to see the finished article.
Well, of course, that's the whole idea.
Yeah, I would love to see the finished article.
That's the whole idea.
It'll take all day to read it out in the church. You'd have to make a whole service just for me.
Can I ask, would you mind possibility if your testimony went on the website?
You can put my testimony wherever you want. If that helps someone, then I've done well.
Just to explain a little bit more about like the forgiveness, maybe just to like you're able to share a little bit about that,
I
reflect.
think it's come from a good man, Jesus, upstairs. I think he's given me the strength to forgive people.
Yeah.
Whereas beforehand, if I didn't have Jesus in my life, I'd be a very angry person and not forgive no one. But he's come into my life and he's put me at ease.
You've actually done like a lot of different jobs, right?
Yeah. When I left school, you remember the old YTS?
Yes, your training scheme.
Yeah, when I left school,
What's
I
that?
done one youth training scheme. You're too young to remember that. The chance to do things like, I had a chance to do like woodwork or basically work at playgroups for children. And I thought, for children. So I'd done 2 years looking after preschool children. And one of the playgroups I worked at, even back then they had to do police checks and everything. And what I found out, the playgroup I worked at was a very special playgroup. There's a lot of the children there that abused themselves. And there was a sweet little story, that's a very true story. I'd been here for about half a year, and you had this little girl called Gemma. She wouldn't speak to no one, she'd only speak to her mum when she'd come in to pick her up. She'd come in, she'd do what she's got to do, play and all that lot. I thought, what about little Gemma? She'd go, she won't speak to you, can I give it a go? And the lady go, lady teacher, yeah, give it a go. Back then I had hair down to my waist.
Oh dear.
I had long hair. And I sat down next to her and she was making clay models. I go, hello Jim, I'm David. And she looked like this. Turned away, carried on. I go, what are you making? I'm trying to make, and that's the first thing she said, I'm trying to make a snowman out of clay. And the next minute we were talking non-stop. And when her mum come in to pick her up, grabbed hold of my arm, dragged me to her mum. She go, Mum, I've got a new friend. She go, he works here, his name's David. And I've got to speak to him.
And how long have you been there?
She'd been there for about 5-6 months, not talking to no one. If she was talking to the staff, they go, do you want a drink? She'd say, like that, she'd either nod or, and that, but I was the first person that got her to talk. Of course, she'd talk to her mum when she'd go home and all that lot. But out of her family circle, I was the first person that got her to talk.
Let bring her out of her shell to talk to other people.
Yeah, and then she started talking to me, and every morning I'd go in, put my coat on, she'd be standing there waving, waiting for me. After that, I'd done factory work in Ipswich. And there's a funny side to this, and you will laugh. I was going to work one morning, dressed in my overalls, white hobnail boots, white big boots, hobnail boots, steel toe cap. I was about 10 minutes away from work. This car pulled up. Where you going? Work. Where'd you work? That factory over there. And I was polite. He goes, what do you do? Okay, you want me to tell you? He goes, what do you do for work? Okay, you want me to tell you? He goes, don't be funny, son. He goes, what do you do for work? I go, well, I go to a pig factory. I kill pigs. Soon as I said that, he went, he shook my hand. He goes, have a beautiful day. And that is very true. So I've lived a pretty, I'd call it a jigsaw life.
You have.
It's the only way I can describe it.
What hobbies? What fun things you like to do? What are the fun things you like to do? Because everything we've spoken about is kind of like really heavy. What's fun?
Poetry. Reading poetry. Got to get back into writing poetry. But I do love reading poetry. Like I say, I still remember the first poem I ever wrote.
Oh yes, recite. You did that the other day for me. Going.
Life is like a book in volume 3. The past, the present, the yet to be. The past is written, put away. The present you live every day. The future unknown, and you hold the key. Someone put a post there the other day. They go, David, I've never met you, but you're a legend. And I put to them, why am I a legend? I replied to it, friend of Facebook, I go, why am I a legend? They go, everything you've been through in life, you're still smiling.
About the care that you've received right, in Colchester Hospital and here. You're able just to reflect a little bit more about that and the treatment you've had.
Colchester Hospital, can't fault them. Cannot fault them. They've been absolutely amazing. And this place, I'm going to say it, every single member of staff are angels without wings. That's the only way, thank you. It's the only way I could describe them, they are angels without wings.
Are you able just to touch on slightly of when you originally got like the phone call about that you were able to come here?
It was shocking. It was shocking. And one day, they rang me, they go, St Helena's here. We're trying to find you a bed, Mr Thomas. I go, how long is that going to take? They go, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. I go, okay, my heart drops. Following day, phone rang, withheld number. Is that Mr. Thomas? I go, yes. They go, St Helena's here, would you like to pack a bag? Put your bed. Following day, I've got a bed. I jump for joy. Because I know I needed the help. And they brought me in, and as I say, the rest is history. But like you just see, the staff, they're absolutely out of this world. I can't thank them enough. And I'm at 53 years old. I'm having trouble bathing myself because of all the pain I'm in. They've ran me bath, they've helped bath me, and I've constantly apologised, and they've told me off, saying don't apologise, you're here to be helped.
And that's the problem with when you're a helper yourself or a carer yourself, you find it hard to receive the care.
I find it very hard to accept help, but I'm starting to learn. But the staff here, I can't fault. I've woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning in pain, and they've brought me pain relief straight away. They've gave me sleeping tablets, so it's totally knocked me out, and they've come round and they've even emptied my bag without me knowing. I can't fault them. Basically, say thank you to Ash, Rebecca, and the other David, because without them, especially Ash and Rebecca, and I mean Ash and Rebecca big time here, hand on heart, if it weren't for them I wouldn't be here. The church has made me feel like I've got a family, and I'm so grateful for that. But when it comes to Ash and Rebecca, if it weren't through them, I'd have really met my maker. If it weren't through them, they've kept me going, they've helped me out so much. They looked after me for about a month and a half, 2 months in their own property when I was ill, after I lost Tanya, and I was going through a really bad phase. Them two took me in, even with their children and all that lot. They looked after me, they made sure I took my medication, everything. If it weren't through Ash and Rebecca, and I've even said it to them many times, if it weren't through them, I wouldn't be here. That's how much love and respect I've got for them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I keep telling Ash and Rebecca how much I love them, but I don't think they realised how much I love them. In one way, to me, I think with them, they think it's just words. That might not be, but when I say that I love them, I actually mean it. I love them to bits. But the other David, I would like mentioned in his testimony as well. Of course, ever since I had bladder cancer, basically that guy ain't left my side.
Mohican, David.
That's Mohican Dave, yeah. Isn't that chap is an absolute angel. And I look, every time I speak to him, I've got him on the phone as David's son. So I see him like a son. He is absolutely amazing what he's done for me. He has helped me. He has helped me more than he'll ever know, and I'm so grateful for his help. It is such a genuine God. So if I could have a son, I've told him this before. If I could have a son, that'd be him. He's such an amazing man, but he don't like the phrase. So that'll go into the testimony, and when that bit comes on, you'll have to look at him because he'll be like this. He will be shy, but he has done so much to help me out, that bloke. Yet he's gone through his own problems as well. He's suffering his own mental health problems. Yeah, it's put all that to one side to help me, and that gets to me.
Yeah. Amazing. Praise God.
Amen to that. So, you've heard my whole life story.
And what about like the encouragement of faith? What would you say regarding that?
Just carry on with your faith and carry on believing. Don't ever stop. Don't let other people lead you off the wrong track. Just stay on the track you're on.
What would you say to people that maybe don't know who God is, who don't know who Jesus is? What would you say to them?
I'd say read the Bible, turn to God. Read, even if you read half a page a day. Just read. And that'll bring you closer.
What would you say to people that are in a similar position to you? Like, right, that may have things that they are able to relate to,
Yeah.
right? What would you say to them with your testimony?
I'd just say, just believe, and things will get better. Just believe and believe in yourself, and things will get better.
knowing that we've got a Father in heaven
Exactly.
waiting for us. Hmm.
Just carry on believing, and you'll get your answers. Not straight away. Might not get the answer you want in the way you want it, but you will get that answer. I just hope my testimony, when it is shown in church, I just hope it can help a lot of people.
It will.
I pray to God it helps a lot of people. I
With
think if I could use the sentence to finish off, I think it'd be something along the lines of live every day as if it's your last. Because one day, it will be. That's just me coming out with that saying. I don't know if it's a good saying or bad saying.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, live every day as if it's your last. Because one day it will be.
Hmm.
Go to bed with a smile on your face. Make someone happy. Because you don't know if you're going to wake up in the morning.